These little extra steps are the difference between a new patient that costs $150 and a new patient that costs $300. Hi guys, Grace here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oddly, today my schedule was pretty full with talking to people with multiple locations. And I got the same question multiple times from multiple people. And whenever that happens, it usually makes for a really great video. So I'm going to share that information that I shared with them with you today with the hopes that it helps you in the decision-making process related to Google Ads, and especially if you're considering DIY, do-it-yourself Google Ads. So there's a couple phrases that are interesting that I think of when I think of DIY. I think of if you want something done right, do it yourself. And sometimes that's the case and sometimes that's not the case. In this situation, it's usually not the case. And I'm happy to share with you why. Years ago, when people were just starting to get into Google Ads, and when it was a new thing, when it was still AdWords, it's not called AdWords anymore. So if you're in the professional space and you're selling the support, you should know the phrase. It is now called just Google Ads. But back in the day, you could just set up a campaign on your own, pick a little target market area, and type in a couple keywords and just hope for the best. And since there was such low competition, Google had to use your ad spend. And so a lot of times you would just sit on top, get a ton of exposure, and it was pretty easy to manage and easy to operate. Now, if you are just running a simple pay-per-click campaign, you are losing money fast. It's very important that you leverage everything that Google has to offer. And I just want to give you an idea of the expertise involved in doing this. So when you're setting up this Google ad campaign, there's a lot of things to consider. One, what are you looking to accomplish with it? How many more new patients do you need? What is the average cost to acquire a new patient in your market at your level of competition with this method? You need to know that. Next, you need to know what specific search terms would people be looking for, and is there a demand for these search terms? Next, you need to think about exact match search terms. So if you put in just general things like dentist, and you don't do an exact match keyword strategy, or you don't utilize what's called negative search terms, then your budget could get wasted very quickly, and I'll show you how. There are a good number of people who search for free or cheap dentist near me, or town dentist free or cheap. You want to exclude those keywords from your campaign so that Google is not allowed to show your ads when someone is searching for something like that. These little extra steps are the difference between a new patient that costs $150 and a new patient that costs $300. And so in these different Facebook groups, I see people saying, well, I'm going to just save the $300 a month in management or whatever the management fee is, and I'm just going to do this myself because over the course of a year, $300 adds up and yada, yada, yada. But did you take the time to add up the wasted ad spend? The ad spend that was used in another state or another country to an irrelevant audience, or to someone searching for free or cheap dentistry. Did you calculate your lost return on investment? Probably not. So it's not that expensive to have this done professionally. In addition, it's not just about keywords. It's also about utilizing those extra features such as retargeting. And retargeting is the ability to show a display ad or offer visually to somebody who's already visited your website, or now in 2021, we can show your display ads to people who have visited competitors' websites even. So we can build a really narrow and specific target market in your local geography. And that's going to get you a much better return. A couple things to look out for when you are hiring an agency. Make sure that, number one, you're paying your ad spend directly to Google. Some agencies want you to pay them the whole lump sum of your campaign account, and then they're going to manage your money for you. And what happens is they often don't share with you how much of your ad spend is going to Google. And I've actually witnessed companies put a bunch of money in at the front end of the campaign to get you to feel comfortable and sign a contract, and then they pull back and pocket the ad spend, and you're stuck with them until that contract is up. So transparency in ad spend, pay Google directly, utilize all the features. I never recommend signing a long-term contract, because if something's not working, you need to be able to pivot. So if you're considering what's my next best marketing strategy, and you're already utilizing SEO and you're top ranking, your next best investment is most likely, depending on your market, but it's most likely Google Ads. So if this is something you're considering, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to do an evaluation of what you have, where you're going, and provide you with a custom marketing plan. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.